Hey everyone, Kim here, Abundant Life Tarot. Thank you for joining me. We are continuing on with our oracle reading, our energetic oracle reading surrounding the disappearance of Lilly and Jack Sullivan out of Nova Scotia, Canada. They've been missing since, or reported missing on Friday, May 2nd, 2025 by their mom around 10 a.m. So check out part 1 when you get a moment if you haven't already done so. One to 2 cards. Anger in Chains. Masquerade. Wow. I have to tell you all something about these cards is I shuffled this deck over and over and over between readings. Like I sometimes just will sit and shuffle it. And I recently did a reading on Kimani's case, and this card came up for when we did a reading looking at her accused, the person accused of taking her life. And I want to say these cards came up in her readings. Especially this one stood out, Anger in Chains. And then we have Masquerade. So what is being masqueraded? It is this explosive, rageful kind of energy. Someone may portray kind and caring, but behind the scenes, it's the opposite. This would be concerning. Now, I am, I could be wrong, but I'm feeling like this is not them wandering off. And if it comes about that it looks like that, that's because someone staged it. It's not, I feel like there's an issue going on here that with someone being responsible for their disappearance. Anger in Chains. Okay, according to the guidebook, it says, I've got to break free. I want to break free. Force channeled outside, unreasonable, undirected, but powerful. Okay. Anger is not the road to clarity. It's not a controlled effort or a cold dish. It is raw, primal, explosive. It is the loss of reason, the loss of restraint, a bomb burning bright in black color, a wax seal carefully crafted to be immediately broken. But anger is also freedom. How can you break a single thread woven with a million others? How can you unfetter yourself from a bad situation, letting all the rest unchanged? It doesn't work like that. When you need to break free, you need to shake and shout, and more things will be broken than just what you want to hurt. It says they are like a bundle. You can target, but you cannot choose. Break many to break one. Save one to save many. That's scary. Break many to break one. Break a pair to break one person. Ooh. Okay. Masquerade. Let's look at that card. Okay. Just looking to see if there's anything here I want to share here that stands out. Nothing is really standing out. It just says here, he is the master of the moment, and as such, he forgot all other kind of eternity. There is guilt if you care, because you are not building. There is guilt out of loss, because you are not treasuring. Okay. And it goes on to say, I'm just going to paraphrase here. It goes on to say, with the Masquerade card, that someone wants to appear selfless in this mix. Someone wants to feel like, be like a martyr. I don't know, but that's part of the masquerade. I'm not making any accusations towards the parents, but I'm just saying, like, there's just, I don't know, the sense I'm picking up on here is that someone puts on an air of selflessness. That was one of the key words in the masquerade section. And when really behind the scenes, it's anything but that. It's unrestrained neglect or unrestrained, aggression. Because we saw that in part 1. We saw that key word in part 1, aggression. So that goes with the anger in chains. Okay, this is all alleged. But that's what I take from it, from these two cards sitting next to one another. Let me know what you think these cards are saying, here in the context of what's going on. All right. Clues on what happened, where they may be. Okay. The ghost. The road trip. The road trip. The mixologist. Somebody serving up something. Maybe dinner time. Okay, let's just go through what we got here. So this card, it shows a net. It looks like trying to catch some money. This card is sitting over the mixologist card. Now, we don't want to spread any rumors, but the mixologist could just be, someone is into the spirits. They're into drinking. They're into partying or having a good time or consuming substances. And no judgments. Hey, we all partake from time to time when we partake. So no problem there, but it's sitting underneath this. And it's like, this could feel like you're serving someone and needing to be compensated for that. This could be about money escaping, not just trying to catch money, but money escaping. And remember, in part 1, we had references to greed or monetary gain. It wasn't greed, it was monetary gain. I thought that was interesting. The ghost card is concerning because it can represent like transition, right? A life's transition, but it could be the ghost of the past coming up. Could be also indicating, look, it's like a cemetery. Yeah, I don't get good vibes from that. Maybe it's an area near where burials are. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, not just necessarily a cemetery, maybe a pet cemetery or burials or, I don't know. The road trip. Maybe this is going with that crow card in part 1 of moving from place to place, a map. There's evidence of tracking. Law enforcement has indicated they don't suspect at this time an abduction. There's no evidence, they said. So what does that leave us? Where does that leave us? What could it be? They wandered off. That's one option, right? Some kind of accident that happened because they wandered off. Dare I say, the other option, maybe someone near them has done something, sure, and moved them from point A to point B. There's something about mapping here, or maybe we need to look at closer at mapping. This is a signal to us who are map intuitives. Those are folks who can look at the maps or look at scene photos and really kind of intuitively pick up on what may have happened there or get some clues on where to go or look. I don't know. That's what I'm getting. And is sitting over this card. Sitting over this card. And don't this look like Pinocchio with the long nose? Someone might be not telling the truth about travel, we'll say. Where they've gone, where they've been. Someone's telling tall tales. Now, these tall tales don't necessarily have to be just directly related to the disappearance of the kids, but something surrounding the kids. And, you know, there's that. Or maybe there will be lies coming out or being verified later, you know, like that it's like a not truth or something inconsistent. But yeah, let me know what you all think about this card and really all of the cards, but I'm always curious to see your takes on it, especially the mixologist and the road trip. Road trip, even the keywords tell us something. Kids in motion goes with the crow. Something about dinner time. This looks like dinner. Like, what do you call those? Oh my gosh. TV dinners. Forgot all about. I don't eat TV dinners anymore. Now I live outside the country, so I don't know that life. Anymore. I knew that life. So what I'm going to say is this. Something about dinner time is of importance. The preceding dinner time, Spirit is saying. Like maybe the night before. I don't know. Or something about food content later down the line. Not sure. Getting to the meat and potatoes of what really happened. The ghost of the past is going to inform us about lies or something not being truthful. We're going to get to a better understanding, something from the past when I see the ghost card. So I am so curious to hear what you all think about these set of cards. Let me know in the comment section down below. Okay, so now we are back. I moved those cards over there, shuffled this deck. This is, over there is the Dark Mirror Oracle and the Real Life Tarot deck. And this is the Divine Crime Oracle by Divine Visions. So we're just trying to get a better understanding of what happened, clues on where they may be located. Spirit, anything you think that we are prepared to receive related to Lilly and her little brother Jack. This is interesting. Car accident. Okay. I had a hit and run card from my Secrets Revealed True Crime Oracle deck in part 1, so that's interesting to me. 35 to 60 kilometers. Oh. Death. But, you know, it doesn't always mean literal death, but yeah. I'm going to try to get the glare off in just a moment on the cards, or I'll bring the cards up so you can see them up close. Sorry about the glare. River, creek. Let's do these. Waterfalls. Pretty. Hitchhiking picked up. Oh, that's interesting. 15 to 35 kilometers. So still kind of relatively close. Can denote two people's radiuses or two scenes in their radius. Uh-oh. Stranger? No. Oh my gosh. Whistleblower coming forward, truth revealed. In part 1, I mentioned about my divinatory dice, indicating at some point we will get, that's weird, at some point we'll get the truth. Hold on. Short hair, shaved. Female victim. Hold on one sec. Sorry, my dinner was delivered, so I had to go step aside for a moment. Lilly and Jack. I want 3 more cards. Okay. Internet messaging, social media. That's interesting. Large group. I don't know what that could mean. Oh. You know what's interesting is in part 1, we got a law enforcement card from a different deck. My deck. That's kind of kooky. All right, so let's get into it. Got some different feels about everything. So we got the car accident card, and either someone who has been involved in an accident in their background, who plays a heavy role in what happened. Yeah, sometimes it can indicate that it could be like, oh, this is some part of someone's past or their future. Or their futures. And we hear about someone who's close to the situation, or we find out someone who is close to the disappearance or to the kids, not necessarily family, but just close, that they were in or going, or you hear that they were involved in some sort of accident. This also can represent a demonstration of something accidental happening with the kids. Because we got the hit and run card in part 1. So I don't know. That's what I'm getting. Now, sure, it could mean that the kids may have been hit and then moved and placed somewhere else. Sure. Could be. 35 to 60 kilometers. Now, I'm from the U.S., so I know miles, but I'm not doing the conversion right now. I would imagine this is relatively close. Sometimes this could represent the distance, not necessarily how far the kids travel. I don't think that, well, it being moved, yes, but not on their own, like just the kids wandering off 35 to 60 kilometers. But this also can represent someone who's in the know or involved surrounding the disappearance. Is, maybe 35 to 60 kilometers away, living or working somewhere, or the radius at which they were moving. So 35 to 60 kilometers radius from what happened or where they, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. We have here death. Some sort of change, transition. Yes, it can represent literal death, but we also can have different interpretations. We could hear about someone who experienced death recently in their family. People who may, we later hear about who knows more about what happened, or maybe, anyways, it could be that it's another characteristic of someone involved, not just the death of like a friend. I'm talking like death of someone majorly, like a parent or a child or a sibling or a lover, a partner, that kind of, not just any old body, something of significance. But it also, yes, can symbolize a state of being. Okay. River, creek, maybe near, and it's next to the waterfalls. River, creek, waterfalls. I don't know the area. So if anybody who's familiar with this area knows, like, are there any waterfalls? Are there any roads that have water or falls or waterfalls in the name, or river or creek? Or is there any kind of little landmarks like this nearby? It probably is. I mean, it looks like, wow. Remote and vast. But it doesn't look like a super expansive forest, but still, I mean, there could be a clue here. A nearby body of water. We also have 15 to 35 kilometers. This could represent a second person's radius or distance between where the kids were last seen and where this person lives or works, or their little radius. It could represent multiple places where the kids, were moved or taken. I find these two cards very interesting. The stranger and hitchhiking picked up. Now, this very well could be. Very well could be. Could be a combination of a hit and, they see the kids, I don't know. To me, it almost feels, when I'm holding these cards, almost like a theory, or like one of the people, maybe the parents, saying this is what they think has happened. A stranger picked them up and took off with them, right? Now I am okay with being wrong, where it could be totally, yes, a stranger. Stranger things have happened. Do you all remember the Cleo Smith case out of Australia? It was one of the first I think it was my first Mystery Mystic reading I ever did on the channel. And they found a little girl alive, and she was abducted by a stranger. Like, so I won't discount this, but I also get this sense of, since the death card is over this hitchhiking picked up card, like be careful what you're picking up, or, death is related to this. You all let me know what you think about the stranger and hitchhiking picked up card. Ooh. We have whistleblower coming forward, truth revealed. That's great. So we love that. We love that someone's going to be coming forward. Now, before we move on to this row here, the whistleblower coming forward and truth revealed card is sitting over the female victim card. This is saying that perhaps we hear about a female victim. Heaven forbid it's little Lilly, but it could be someone close to Lilly. The mom, for example. And whistleblower coming forward, truth revealed, but something about or from a female victim. Maybe about the past, maybe about experiences or in that area, or challenges that this person has, or it could be about the female child. Okay. Now we've got planned. Now this is where it gets a little crazy for me, because how could a car accident and a stranger encounter or hitchhiking be planned? This is what made me think that this is not necessarily what the truth is. Remember, we got the masquerade card over here. Some element has been planned. Could be the planning of cleaning up or covering tracks. We saw that with part 1, the broom from the Little Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle. So planned. It doesn't always necessarily translate to, it could be something that happened as a fluke, an accident, right? Or anything that's not planned. But the planning comes afterwards. Post event. Short hair, shaved. Someone has short hair or shaved, and they are in the know. a witness, someone who knows something, someone who wittingly or unwittingly helped, someone who's involved, someone who knows, feels bad, maybe. Okay, internet, messaging, social media. I think, yes, part 1, we got the information card. So that goes with this card, internet, messaging, social media. Looking at metadata on those who are around the area, looking at social media. So you know how social media can track you and track your whereabouts because of your phone settings and all of that? It could be something like tracking that, looking at messages, just seeing, you know, I feel like law enforcement checking this out. Also, you're going to hear a lot about armchair detectives, or what do you call them? Sleuths, web sleuths, true crime fans putting in their 2 cents, and that being a part of it. And the reason I was saying that, at first I wasn't quite sure of how the large group was coming about, but next to this card, that just tells me that there's going to be this heavy speculation, even when the truth is revealed, and to the satisfaction of those involved in law enforcement, it's still not going to be enough for this large group, of large internet community. Now, again, this could signify a large group, maybe that the mom is affiliated with or associated with, that they too have their own means of looking into things and checking things out. I know she is First Nations, right? So I don't know if it's speaking to that. I don't know. But lastly, we got the law enforcement card. Police intervention. Look at this. Death, hitchhiking, picked up. Whistleblower coming for a truth revealed about or from a female victim to or about law enforcement and police intervention. So you look at all the cards down in a row or across. Sometimes you can do it this way, right? Planned, stranger, hitchhiking, picked up. You look at the cards that are sitting next to the main one you're focusing in on at the moment. Law enforcement knows more too, or will know more, a lot more than we do. And that's okay. I'm encouraged by that. It's also, some people would say, could there be some level of alleged involvement or in the know by an officer? I don't know. I don't get a strong hit on that, but that could be an interpretation of this card. Okay. All right, so we're going to use the trace evidence telling cards and just see what comes up. Light color hair. Black hair color. That's interesting. Light hair color, black hair color. Money keeps coming up as a theme throughout the readings. Forest, oh my goodness. Outside. Let's see if it's anything else. Weapons. Someone who has weapons, known to have weapons, to engage in weapons, used weapons. Spying. Okay. I think we're going to stop there. I don't want too many cards here. But this is interesting. Could denote 1 to 2 people. Light hair color, dark hair color, or it could represent somebody who consistently dyes their hair all the time. Always dyeing their hair. Different hair colors. So it could represent one person who's always known to dye their hair or will be dyeing their hair. Or it could represent 2 people. A light hair colored person or lighter hair colored person and a black hair colored person. Okay. All right. And then I think the next card we got was money. In part 1, we got monetary gain. Over here, we have the fishnet netting with the money, either escaping or trying to catch money. So what's that about? Is that directly related? I don't know yet. I'll probably have to do a more detailed reading, but I don't have, this will probably be it for a while, unless there's new developments. Then I'll come back and do like a tarot card reading with the oracle. But we got forest. Forest. Weapons. Okay. And spying. Someone known to be a spy or known to kind of stalkish kind of energy. This could, look at the butterflies in the forest. I think those are butterflies or birds. I don't know. Oh, they're birds, but they look like butterflies to me for a moment. It almost looks heavenly. Like something happening in the forest nearby. I don't get a sense they're far. And the reason I say that is because of these smaller number kilometers cards. I get a sense that they're near. I have to look at the map, see what I see, about any waterways, little watering holes or things with little, even if it's small waterfalls. We have weapons. Like I said before, someone known to use weapons, have weapons, will have weapons confiscated, accusations of weapons, something about weapons. But this is concerning because maybe it could be that someone is watching the kids or looking or studying them and knowing that they were home. Because they were, from what I heard, the kids had been out of school since, I guess, the last day that Lilly was seen at school was on Monday. The rest of the week, the kids were out. So, I don't know. Someone is like knowing that, like that's key information. Or this could be that someone involved or in the know has a background of like spying or stalking or kind of weird, like gazing. I don't know. That's what I'm getting here. You let me know what you think this card is saying. Or any of them, really. Any of them. So now we're going to work with my Defining Characteristics Oracle. Clues on. Because I'm getting a distinct feeling that there's some element of foul play. Let's see if Spirit wants me to stop. Walking abnormality. Okay, well, we'll see how this goes. So, thin-faced, troubled, someone who's in the know, involved, has key critical information about the moments preceding or during or after their disappearance. Troubled, someone with light skin, okay, fair. We also have scar. Someone who has a scar in the know. Someone in the know or involved or can give us, shed more light on what happened. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. So someone with a scar. Someone who kind of has a different kind of gait. Walks kind of with an interesting gait. A little walking abnormality. Maybe they had an injury back in the day. So it's got the way they walk is kind of different than the rest. Maybe they're pigeon-toed or bow-legged, right? So it could be something like that. Heart-shaped face. same person, I suppose, but it could be two different people, a male, female, one with a heart-shaped face, one thin-ish face, we'll say. Could be both, I suppose. I guess you could have a heart-shaped thin face, maybe. Okay. That's what I got. Well, I got a mess of cards here, and I'm going to let you all go. I've kept you here long enough. Wow. I will just say this. I may be coming back to the reading table if it warrants it. I don't know if it will. I pray that the kids are found, okay? Yes, we got some alarming cards during parts 1 and this part 2. But that, you know, it doesn't always necessarily be a bad thing, right? We want to stay optimistic. We want to send up prayers for them to be found soon. It's just really upsetting that it just feels like there was just this environment that, and haven't we seen this before in themes with kids lately? There's just this environment that makes it right for something like this to happen. And it's really upsetting. It's just upsetting. So, you know, we'll see how it all pans out. And if you think of any questions you would like to see in an upcoming part for this developing case of 2 missing children, Lily and Jack, let me know. Leave a comment down below of questions you'd like to ask. Of course, let's be respectful to, you know, the family, the loved ones, the community, but you know, it's okay to also ask questions or be, you know, respectful in your thoughts and what's coming up for you. So, yeah. And also, if you've done a reading on this one, let me know. I'd be interested to watch your reading now that I've done my opening oracle reading. Or if you just want to share what came up for you intuitively, that's okay too. You could share that in the comments. So do me a favor on your way out. Please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Wow. Oh my goodness. I hope that these kids are found soon. You all take very, very good care of yourselves. Bye for now.